This is Dr. Bill with Inside the HBCU Sports Lab. It's Charles and I. We're going to break it down and give you some mid-major action. We're going to get into marching sport for the mid-major. This year, we decided to give the mid-major, those Division II NIA programs, a spot of their own in terms of their top 7 like we do in the other sports, including football. So let's start this week as we have a team dropping out on the mid-major side for that loss of action. Not only did it drop down, they dropped out. It was a tough one. They got into it. It was a loss. Savannah State, powerhouse of the South Marching Band. They're 0-1 on the season after losing, getting on the road. Credit to them. They went and took it into action. So this gives them a chance to vote up. They were playing against and marching against Bethune-Cookman in that matchup as they got it done. Receiving votes this week, Kentucky State Mighty Marching Thoroughbreds are 1-0. 97 points. Did not participate last week, but they're on the board. Winston-Salem State, Red Seal Sound, 1-1, 94 points as they are still looking to see if they can crack the top 7. Albany State, Golden Rams Marching Show Band. These programs were in that top 7 when we looked at the preseason in terms of the top 10 rankings. But after week number 1, things changed and fell out. Let's see what happens. As we already told you, Savannah State, the powerhouse of the South Marching Band, fell out. So we'll see who jumped in. Let's go into number 7 to get things started. Central State, Invincible Marching. 1-1 on the season thus far. They dropped a spot in terms of being at number 6. Bringing us into number 6 is the Miles Pertram Marching Band. They fell nip and tuck close when they lost at Alabama State. They got on the road. Yeah, they was there. They won 1-0, just got it out. Couldn't quite pull off the doubleheader. But look, are they taking that trip to Pine Bluff to help the team who's in another matchup on the football side? They get a chance to get a little more motion in there. They like to travel down there, Miles. I'm interested to see if they'll get on the road and get that matchup. That should be interesting. We'll see. 106 points. They drop a slot for that loss. So they didn't fall that far. They were previously ranked 5. So they're right in the business. The number 5, you have Talladega Marching Tornadoes. They fall a spot. Did not march last week. It's going to be tough for them to be able to keep things going. You know, they don't have a football program.
Right.
So they only have marching shows, and there's only so many band marchings that you get to take place. So it's going to be tough. But they deserve to get in there and do the mix because they are a tough band. So we'll see how long they can stay in the mix with that being taking place. And you have the fact mid-majors, you don't always see a lot of band matchups, so it might allow them to stay in the mix. And number 4, sneaking out of here is Clark Atlanta, Mighty Marching Panther Bands. They got it done, came on the stage, unveiled new uniforms in terms of the drum majors. Getting it done against Fort Valley State in terms of that matchup. Took them down, close matchup, but they got it done. Clark Atlanta 1-0, won first place vote in terms of how sharp they were. 116 points were not ranked. They jumped all the way up to number 4 and take away a vote. At number 3, Virginia State Trojan Explosion, 1-1 on the season. They stay at number 3, won first place vote in terms of what they're able to do with 133 points. Looking good. We'll see what that means. Can they stay there? You got to get some action. As you see, Charles, not a lot of action at the Division II level. Langston Marching Pride. This is another one that's a good band.
Yeah.
Are they going to get enough of it in terms of what they're going to do when you look at number 2, Langston Marching Pride? They only have a couple of HBCU matchups, so it'll be interesting to see what they look like. 1-0 when you talk about Langston Marching Band at number 2. 2 first place votes in terms of what they look like getting it done. They continue to move forward. And I should say 1 first place vote, as they did lose 1 for not marching this weekend. 138 points, previous ranked 2. They stay there. Let's get to number 1. Number 1, there is no change on the mid-major side. Benedict Marching Tiger Band of distinction with just not a lot of bands marching. They were able to hold on, even though they just come in at 1-0. They did lose a vote. They had 4 votes, so you see some things changing. They better find a way to get in the mix. 143 points, 1 first place thing. The thing that's nice about Benedict, the football is playing well. So they get a chance. They're going to get cameras on them. They're going to get some big-time matchups. But they got to find a way to get on the road. You got a good football team you can go and support.
Yeah.
in terms of bringing it and being the shine. So it's going to be fascinating to see, will they do that and be able to stay at number one? Charles, I'm intrigued to see what you'll have to say about this top 7 this week. One team dropping out, not a lot of rankings. But then the second part, I'll come back and ask you another follow-up question.
Well, I like the correlation. When the football team is good, the band gets that recognition as well, and that goes hand in hand with the poll. And that being said, Miles, I think, is going to be one of those bands. They're going to keep shooting up week to week to week to week. I need them to get on the road this weekend because I thought they got Alabama State this past weekend. I really did. I thought that was a good show. Even when you take a look at the looking at them going head to head with Alabama State in the stands, I thought they was, Miles has a lot of swag in him. So I like watching that band. I think that's one of those bands to keep an eye on. That's just all they're gonna do is week in, week out matchups. They're gonna take down band.
What do you think about these mid-major matchups in terms of traveling and getting on the road? Oftentimes, they're not quite spread out. I know the SIC, when you think about it, it may be when you look at the divisions, but within your division, we say that with the swag, to be honest, in terms of that, that's a chance to really load up on some matchups to support your team. I love what you said when you talk about previously in the SIC, when you think about it from a divisional alignment. You have Benedict over there in the East. Even though they do not do the division alignment for football this year, I want to make that clear. We understand that. But I'm just saying, in terms of your scheduling, you do a lot of that. They will rotate where everybody will see everybody. So that's also a chance for the band to move around and see different influences and recruit from that perspective, getting on the road when you talk about some of the bands in the West with Miles. Fascinating matchup. You talk about 2 private schools, private houses. Man, if that comes to be fold and Miles can continue to raise. I know Tuskegee says, wait about us.
Crimson Piper sitting out there. Yeah.
If you get those private institutions, Charles, in the matchup in the SIC championship, the band matchup along with that, it could be good. I know Fort Valley and Albany State not so fast. Fort Valley State, that is. Interesting. But with that being said, what are your thoughts in terms of getting on the road for the mid-major matchup, CIAA and SIC?
Well, like you said, it's a little bit more of a challenge at the Division II level, but it just puts a lot of onus on the matchups that you have. You better show up and show out in the matchups that you do get. It's almost like MEAC. When you get those matchups against the conference foes, you better go. You better go hard. So you better make it happen. So that's why I'm keeping an eye on Miles, because I think they're just one of those programs, not just with the football team, with the band. They continue to shoot up the polls.
And you're talking about John Grant and this national battle of the bands. You see an article should be coming out that talks about the band and what they mean. Great article that showcased, for that matter, Texas Southern University and the band director there, among others, getting in there talking about the culture and importance. But now you have a national championship, and you're going to represent both areas, the mid-major and the major division. So not only are those matchups important in just recruiting and galvanizing for the poll here in terms of what we do, but now you have a chance to travel to participate in a Final Four of the HBCU marching sport bands in Atlanta the Friday before the Celebration Bowl. A lot of folks will be traveling in town, so a lot of people you can imagine will be there to watch those matchups. So you're right. Each of these matchups become even that more significant in terms of judgment.
And for me, when you get these matchups, I think the key for these band directors, number one, be creative, because with social media, with YouTube, everybody gets an opportunity to see everybody week in, week out. So as creative as you can be from week to week, it goes a long way. And again, be that 12th man for your football team. When you engage the fan base, it means everything. And sometimes, you know what that means? It means playing tunes that the majority of people know and understand and have heard before, because it's instant fan engagement. You and I saw it, MEAC Swag Challenge. Jackson State plays What's Love Got to Do. They got the whole stand singing with them. So it's fan engagement. I'm big on it.
Yeah, gotta have it. So well said.